provider of this year's Festival of Lobsters. And I want to show you something. Not only are we giving you lobster that is probably, I can say confidently, like the best tasting in the world, you don't have a hassle when you eat it. You don't think, did I leave some lobster in the tail? Because of this high pressure system, look at this. You get every last bit of lobster. It's not what you buy, it's what you're able to eat. And you're able to eat every single delectable bite. So this is going to be, I'm eating that one right there. Don't think I'm leaving that on the table. This is going to be our only Greenhead lobster today's special value of the year. And here's how we're doing it. You can go with 8 and get 1 container of the sweetest, yummiest Kate's butter, or you can go with 16 and get 2. Take a look at that price on your screen. If you go with that 16 count, so on Easy Pay, getting it home for $60, with the 16 count, you save $20, free shipping and handling. A couple of notes about this before we get started. You can have this shipped to you right now, which is great because we just had Christmas in July food shows and a lot of that stuff couldn't ship until October, November. You can have this shipped to you right now. You can have this shipped to you August 21st if you want to do kind of end of the season lobster, or September 19th. And if you go on auto delivery, well, then we can ship this out again for you in December, in April. We'll send it out to you every 4 months for a year. So you can see how amazing it looks, but let's talk about the why, because this Greenhead lobster is sourced and licensed. You know exactly where your lobster's coming from, and it makes all the difference in the world. So I want to go right to Rick, right to Nicole, who are enjoying a beautiful day at the Lobster Festival. Look at this Lobster Festival. I actually am going to say hi to them so I can go ahead and just take a bite. Hi guys. Hi Rick. Hi Nicole. The weather looks beautiful there.
Hey Sandra.
It's 73 degrees. It's absolute perfection, Sandra. I wish you were here. I wish all of QVC were here. This is not a backdrop. Yeah, no, this is real boats, real sunshine, and real extraordinary lobster. Nicole, it's great to have you here.
Oh,
this has been such an incredible day so far. We're in the midst of the Maine Lobster Festival. 76 years has been going on. So the big question is why? Why is it going on here? Why Maine? Why Maine Lobster? Knowing your source makes this the best lobster in the world.
Exactly. When we say know your source, this is it, Rick. This is the source. We're here. We're right in the Gulf of Maine. This is the heart of lobster country. And the best lobster in the world comes from right here. And it's all about the specific conditions that we have here in the Gulf of Maine, the rock-bound coast, the pristine ice-cold waters. It just produces the best, sweetest, most succulent lobster in the entire world.
I will tell you right now that I went on the boat yesterday on one of Hugh Reynolds' boats. Like, this is Greenhead Lobster. He's the CEO of Greenhead. And we caught the lobster. It's done an old-fashioned way. There's no computer-generated way to do this. And what it results in is the freshest lobster, the best lobster ever. And I have such an appreciation for it. If you break this down, look at the price for a second. Say, wait a minute. I got to tell you something. We went to a place the other day and had a club sandwich lobster club. Yeah. It was $45, and that was not outrageous at all.
In Maine.
In Maine, right? You can't get this price in Maine. You can get this price at the Lobster Festival. This is $18 per. Yes. $18 and change for 5-star, incredible, best in class. And now, Sandra touched on it, but let's take a deeper dive, because Hugh, again, helped to initiate this HPP process. That not only makes it so easy to take out, but also locks in the freshness. So when it's caught, from when it's caught to when you get it, that freshness is going to be locked in as good as if you came to Maine.
Exactly. I mean, this is revolutionary technology, Rick. What we're able to do, right, it's 3 things. So not only does it allow the meat to freeze instantly, which really preserves the texture and the flavor and the freshness. It also cleans the meat, so you're not going to get all the goop and the guts and all of that stuff. But then it also allows the meat to release from the shell. You see, it's not going to stick to the sides of the shell like it normally would when you get lobster. It just kind of glides right out, so you don't have to wrestle with it. You can throw away your shears, because really when it comes to lobster, it's not about how much you cook. It's about how much you get to actually eat, and you get to eat all of it.
You're absolutely right. You get to eat all of it. And How do you do it? And if anybody out there, I grew up in Minnesota, I didn't have lobster growing up. We had walleye, right?
Yeah.
People might be intimidated when it comes to how do I make lobster? It's got the shell, how do I do this? It's as easy as boiling water. So 8 or 16, get it now, save the $20. If you want the September ship date, by the way. In the 16, it was very, very popular at midnight and all day. Don't wait on it. Opportunity knocks now. How do you make your Maine lobster?
So I love to steam it, but you can boil it or steam it. It's so simple. 1 minute per ounce. Set a timer for 4 minutes. That's all you have to worry about.
Wow.
In that 4 minutes, pour yourself a glass of wine, melt some butter, maybe make some corn, potatoes, whatever you want to do, and then you can sit down and have a gourmet lobster dinner with your friends, with your family. It's all about creating those special moments, and lobster, I'm telling you, is the best way to do that.
If you've ever had a lobster roll, or if you've never had a lobster roll, this is going to be the most gourmet, most extraordinary lobster roll you've ever had on the planet Earth. It's an incredible story. It's an origin story. It's right here and right now if you want to do it. But Sandra, you can't be here. I wish you were. But millions and millions of our viewers have picked up lobster from Greenhead in the past, right?
I know I can't be there, but that's okay, because guess what I can do? Eat the lobster, and you'll be able to do it too. So even if you're not able to get up to the lobster festival, you get the world's best lobster. This is my favorite part.
Look at this. Nothing left in the shell. So I said earlier how long I worked in fancy restaurants. Thing is, there you go. Can you see anything left in there? No, because it all came out in one easy piece. So many times someone would order the lobster, we would bring the lobster out, and they'd be like, beautiful, will you please take it back to the kitchen and deshell the whole thing for us? Because it's challenging, it's impossible. But here with that special process, and it's just so easy, and it takes all the guesswork out of it. But in the end, it's the lobster
so good,
that
right?
is so good.
I was looking for the. Where do we have the bags
Look
of
at
lobster?
that. Oh, it's in the freezer.
Oh, let me grab in the freezer. I'm sorry. Hang on a second, Julia.
I'll move closer to the butter. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah, move closer to the butter. I'm gonna go grab. Oh, here we go. Okay. Imagine that we have the frozen lobster in our freezer. All right. All right. So you're going to get a giant bag of 8, or you'll get 2 bags of 16. Right here, Stonington, Maine. That's where it all comes from. Licensed, registered, ready to cook, easy. And if you want, and Chef Gaffney was explaining, just boil 1 minute per ounce, so 4 minutes. But there's also some really nice recipes right here. Butter poached lobster tails, which I know Terry Kahn's mother just made. She said they were delicious. Baked stuffed lobster tails. So you're getting the real deal. But you're only going to get the real deal at this price for 1 day. Let us know if you want 8 with 1 container of the Kate's butter or 16 with 2. If you do 16, you save about $20. You also have them whenever you want. And I want you to look at the ship weeks. Immediate, week of August 21st or week of September 18th. And on auto delivery, we'll ship these out every 4 months. So think about it this way. If you're getting them now and you go on auto delivery, you'll have them in time for the holidays. But plan ahead, because when we get to the holidays and you say, I would love to do lobster tail on Christmas Eve, or I would love to have these for New Year's Eve, we're not going to have these then. You need to order them now. All right, I want to go back to Maine because I am living vicariously through this beautiful weather, seeing it with Rick and Nicole. But you guys, it really looks perfect.
I'm so jelly.
I gotta tell you, jelly is justified here because this is legit. And you know what's, to get it even better, Nicole, we were out on the boats yesterday and we caught lobster with these fishermen and these fisher people, and my gosh,
Awesome.
It's old school.
It is.
It's all old, it's done the old fashioned way. Every single day they go, it's a multi-generational family we went out with. And it's incredible to see the process and the hard work and the care, and all of that goes into what becomes registered, right? Certified Maine lobster. So if it doesn't say registered certified, it ain't Greenhead lobster. This is #1. All of this festival is being supplied by Greenhead. So you know it's the best in class. I said it earlier, if you could go out for $18 and get the best Cabernet on the planet, would you get it? You love white wine, the best Chardonnay on the planet, only 18, of course you would. Or the best filet mignon. Well, guess what? This is the best lobster on earth. This is sent overseas. Tell me about the overseas story where it's sent to Greenhead sent to other countries.
Yeah, Greenhead is the #1 purveyor of certified Maine lobster in the entire world. Not the country, Rick, the entire world. We're shipping it to China. We're shipping it all over
and
the
they
place.
love it. And they said, bring us the American lobster. Bring
Not
us the
American lobster, the Maine lobster.
The Maine lobster.
You go to Florida and get the local lobster. It's not the same thing. It's a different species.
Great point.
It doesn't have claws. It's a spiny lobster. I think it tastes a little bit more like shrimp. The lobster that you get here in Maine has a very specific, distinct
As you
flavor.
pour that in, take a deeper dive into that flavor profile.
Here we go.
It is sweet. It's succulent.
The
I'm telling you,
texture,
you deserve to have this. Look at that.
It's juicy. We've got some veggies in there, a little white
And that's one
wine,
lobster, by the way.
capers. Yes, exactly. It's so delicious no
16
matter
of them.
how you prepare it. And think about this, Rick. People fly here to Rockland, Maine for Lobster Fest every single year for one thing. For Maine lobster, but you don't have to fly here. You can take Lobster Fest to your own home. We will fly the lobster to you instead.
We met King Neptune, ruler of the sea.
Yes,
he was here.
he was.
We met this couple. They're retired and they're on motorcycles and they're traveling across the country. And this is one of our destinations. It's the people, it's the environment, it's the weather, but it's also the doggone lobster. And the line is going around the block, by the way, to get
all day.
lobster rolls, to get lobster bisque, to get a lobster dinner, and to get all Greenhead lobster. So once again, best $18 you might be spending all year. To get that 16, lock it in, keep it in the freezer, as Sandra said, or get the 8 if you want to. Put it on Easy Pay one time, now, August 21st to September 18th, and save the money and get it and lock it in. By the way, that auto delivery every 4 months, you know what I'm thinking? That September 18th ship date? Don't wait on it. I was just told by my producer. And you're loving it. And it's getting limited now in the September 18th ship date. You know one fun fact, Sandra and Julia, we know how many people are doing the auto delivery, and most people are. Why is that?
Smart.
Because of market price, because they're locking in right now at a price that 4 months from now is probably not going to be here. So they get the best value here, right?
There's definitely not going to be.
Back to you guys.
You know what, that's exactly right, because you think, okay, I'm going to go buy some lobsters like I did one year for New Year's Eve.
Oh, that turned
You're
out.
gonna, it turned out terribly. You know why? Because we bought them at a local store. They cost a lot of money and they didn't taste that good.
Right.
I actually love, and you won't be able to get this price again, I loved what Nicole said, that this type of lobster really tastes like how you want lobster to taste. She was saying how some of the Florida lobster tastes a little bit like shrimp. I was talking about this with our producer upstairs, Mike. Sometimes you eat lobster and you're like, I don't get it. Why is everyone so excited about this? This is the lobster that the way lobster should be, the way lobster should taste. And remember, Rick was saying up at Lobster Fest, he just got a sandwich, $45 for the sandwich. You could be in Rockland, Maine right now for the 2023 Maine Lobster Festival and pay way more. You would pay way more for what we're doing. We're going to give you either 8 with 1 container of Kate's butter or 16 with 2. Do the 16 count. They're going to come like this. If you do 16, you'll get 2 bags. If you do 8, you'll get 1 bag. Big bag, frozen, stick it right in your freezer. If you just want to do 1, you can do 1. If you want to do all 8 or 16, do it all. And then lock in that auto delivery. We will send it out to you every 4 months for a year. I'm just going to ask you to plan ahead, because you're going to either get these shipped now, August 21st, or September 18th. And then every 4 months after that. So think about like where 4 months puts you. Like if you did September 18th, well, then your next shipment wouldn't come until after the holidays. The way that these pull out of the shell, there's no mess.
Oh,
There's
it's
no
so easy.
like, I need special utensils.
Okay, Mike just told me though that if they want September 18th, it's getting very, very
Oh, is
limited
it?
now. So you really have to lock that in before that ship date goes away.
This makes me
And
so
I'm
happy.
also thinking, because there is the stock up and save, if you pick up that 16 and you're not even planning on having a big party, maybe it's just 2 of you because they live in your freezer, you can now have the versatility to do lobster salads, lobster paella. Look at this, they did a little lobster Benny with a little hollandaise sauce on top. I mean, it's just living a little fancier. And I'm not mad at that.
Tastes so good. All right. I don't want to stay in the studio any longer than we have to when we could be looking at Rockland, Maine. So what's going on with the festival, you guys?
It's filled. It's got incredible music and great people. And the thing is this, let's start with the place for a second. Because if you want great barbecue, and that's why we're doing this foodie travel series, Nicole.
Absolutely.
There's great barbecue, and then there's Memphis, Tennessee, and Corky's. Oh, it changes the game. Oh, I want cheesecake. Where are you going to go? How about we go to Junior's Cheesecake, and we'll take you there since 1995 in New York. But when it comes to lobster, we're not going to Memphis. We're not going to